All right, guys, we've got some pretty big information and news on the Nintendo Switch front when it comes to the next Pokemon game, and I absolutely want to talk about that because it could be going over two of my favorite things in Pokemon history, with one, Pokemon Legends, and two, Pokemon 5th Gen, that is Black and White. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into the rumor here. So two apparently prolific leakers, Riddler Coup and CentroLeaks, I don't know about CentroLeaks being prolific, but they've gotten some things right when it comes to reporting, have been teasing the next Pokemon game could have ties to the Nintendo DS games, Pokemon Black and Pokemon White. Now the two accounts suggest that it could be a new game set in Unova rather than remakes. Very interesting here. Now, there were two Pokemon Black and White games. Now, Comic Book also points towards the lack of a 5th gen Pokemon in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet and its upcoming DLCs compared to the other generations which are covered. Now, they point towards Pokemon Sword and Shield's general lack of Gen 4 Pokemon, which was addressed by the release of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl, in addition to Pokemon Legends Arceus, which is very interesting there. Now, as always, these are rumors, but I do want to talk about it just a bit because we do have a full slate of rumors and discussion and things to go over, in addition to Metroid Prime 2 potentially happening a bit sooner than maybe some would have thought at this point. But let's go ahead and get back on track here with Pokemon Legends Unova or something like that, right? So it does seem here, if you connect some of the dots or some of the dots that have happened before, that yes, it's pointing towards Pokemon Black and White getting some type of re-release or remake or new game set in that region. Now, if I had to bet on something, I would guess that the Pokemon Company and Game Freak would go with a Legends title. And let me tell you the reason why I think they go with the Legends title. One, Legends, you don't have to worry about all the multiplayer stuff and all the extra stuff that was in Pokemon Black and White and all of that. And two, Pokemon Legends reviewed better and overall had a fresher take on the Pokemon experience that does not detract from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which is doing absolutely gangbusters right now when it comes to the competitive play and when it comes to the sales of the game. Now, they still need to update it. They've got the DLC. There's still some issues overall with the performance, which let's see if that actually gets fixed up within the next time. It's been a while now, Pokemon Company and Game Freak, but they have done some updates when it comes to the bugs and glitches. Those are pretty much fixed for the most part. Not everything, but a lot better. But I do think that Pokemon Legends was so much better received than any of the Pokemon games on the Nintendo Switch. For the most part, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Pokemon Sword and Shield, you have the Let's Go games. Pokemon Legends was the best reviewed one and the best received one. Plus, it sold really well too. It sold incredibly well. So I do feel with that 14, 15 million plus sales that Pokemon Legends got, you have now a bigger install base. I think that you have a fantastic area and Pokemon generation to do, and you can build upon what you already had with Pokemon Legends Arceus, building upon that engine and building upon that game and make something truly special in the single player Pokemon arena. So I'm guessing that the next Pokemon game will be Pokemon Legends Unova, Pokemon Legends Gen 5. So we will see what is going on here. But speaking of seeing what's going on, my man, Jeff Grubb over there, has talked about how he feels, or at least he knows, there is something that says that Metroid Prime 2 Remastered should be coming relatively soonish. And there should be some Zelda stuff as well. What's going on here? So, journalist and industry insider Jeff Grubb has stated in a new video that Metroid Prime 2 Remastered will be arriving relatively soonish, which is fantastic because obviously Metroid Prime Remastered was absolutely incredible. And he also stated here that The Legend of Zelda, something is happening with that franchise later this year, but it's not related, according to him, to The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So it's not going to be DLC for the game, or it's not going to be some type of expansion thingy, or whatever else you want to say with a big update. It's just something that's unrelated to that. So very interesting to see. Let's jump right into what he had to say. Quote, Metroid Prime 2 Remastered probably is coming out relatively soonish. That is happening. That probably is happening relatively soonish. I'm afraid to say so. I might not actually say it. Listen, I don't know what it means. I'm gonna tell you what they told me, and if you take this, you spin it into something else, everybody, it's on you. Okay, it's on you. It's gonna mostly be what people want, right? It's going to have the modern controls, it's going to be HD, and things like that, but it's not going to get the love and care that Metroid Prime got. Something not related to Tears of the Kingdom is happening with Zelda later this year, so that's exactly what he had to say there. So interesting, because it does seem like this one is not going to be a high-end remaster like Metroid Prime Remastered was, so it's going to just be more of like an up port, and then maybe we get 3 sometime a little bit after that, or maybe there's something else. We don't know. Now, when it comes to Zelda, I wonder what that's going to be. I mean, could it be Wind Waker? Could it be Twilight Princess? Could it be a remake of a 2D Zelda? Could it be something like A Link Between Worlds? Or could it be something like Minish Cap? Could it be the Oracle games? I mean, there is a host of old school Zelda games that they can pick from 3D and 2D wise, top down wise. So I'm just excited to see exactly what they have here. My opinion has always been that there's going to be Metroid Prime 2 and 3 later after Metroid Prime Remastered, or I thought maybe it could be in a triple pack type of thing. But obviously, once we started getting the rumors of a high-end Metroid Prime Remastered, I was thinking, okay, they're going to split these things up. So it does seem like that is happening here. Interesting to see exactly how far they go with Metroid Prime 2, which is not necessarily the best rated or most acclaimed Metroid Prime game out there, but still very good and very liked among the Metroid fan base. Now Zelda, once again, anything could happen there. I'm hoping for the best, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. Obviously, Tears of the Kingdom has been selling like gangbusters. Nintendo is perfectly content with Tears of the Kingdom absolutely killing it. So we'll see what Nintendo does here. I mean, oh man, there could be so many possibilities. We got Link's Awakening a number of years ago now at this point. Apparently, Grezzel's been working on something, so maybe it's a remaster. Who knows? But speaking of something that we do know, Mr. Miyamoto is on the Pikmin 4 train, because Pikmin 4 has been picking up some incredible reviews. Check out my review roundup if you haven't seen it. Pikmin sitting at an 87 to 88 average on Metacritic right now, kind of fluctuating. Last I checked, it was 88, but who knows? New scores are coming in all the time. But either way, that's still a very high score, one of the highest scoring games of the year, and it easily puts Nintendo above pretty much every other publisher out there for quality games this year, with, of course, everybody 1-2 Switch notwithstanding that. But outside of that, everything else has been super highly rated, very well done this year. So Nintendo did talk about Pikmin 4 recently and the Pikmin franchise, and Miyamoto did explain a few interesting things why he thinks it hasn't been as successful as other Nintendo franchises. Here is what he had to say. There have been 3 games in the series until now, from Pikmin to Pikmin 3, and personally, I've always wondered, why haven't they exploded more in sales even though they're so much fun to play? Why do people think they're so difficult? Then I think the interviewer says, many people seem to think the characters are cute, but that the games themselves are a bit difficult. Pikmin die if you make the wrong decision, so there may be some fear of losing them. Then Miyamoto says, I get that people find it more difficult when death is a factor, but I think that the franchise's strength lies in its relationship with morality. If something is irreversible, you need to figure out a way to prevent undesired things from happening. To try to prevent Pikmin from dying, you need to practice Dandori. To me, that's what makes this game unique. I think people find Pikmin difficult for 2 reasons: the controls and the depth of gameplay. I spent a long time mulling over how we could convey these points as interesting rather than difficult, a Japanese word that means to think about planning and efficiency in advance to get things done smoothly. Awesome stuff there. That's some life advice from Mr. Miyamoto there. Now, Mr. Kondo also responded with this. Yes, looking at players' reactions to the first 3 games, I've also thought really hard about how to get more people to play this game. In the early stages of development, we prioritized ease of play and experimented with making the controls easy enough for those who aren't used to playing games. We also tested improvements to the camera and AI. Also, it just doesn't feel like a Pikmin game to me if it's not like the first one. That is, if it doesn't have the Dandori elements where players learn and become more efficient through repetition. So here's the thing I think with Pikmin 4, guys. One, the game is doing better than probably all the previous games in terms of launch. I think it's going to have a better launch, pre-orders, everything is a lot higher. So that's good. Obviously, the Nintendo Switch install base is huge. Pikmin has been on 2 of Nintendo's most worst selling systems. When it comes to new releases, Pikmin 1 and 2, GameCube, a little bit over 20 million sold. Pikmin 3, Wii U. So it's just bad luck overall. If they launched an original title on the Nintendo 3DS, or if they launched an original Pikmin title on the Nintendo DS, or maybe even the Wii, an original title, not Hey Pikmin, or not, a Pikmin new play control, I think that Pikmin probably would have got more sales. But unfortunately, it was on 2 of Nintendo's lowest selling systems of all time. So I think now with the Nintendo Switch, we saw with Pikmin 3 Deluxe, the game is the best selling Pikmin game of all time with over 3 million, and that's just a port of the Wii U game, or a remaster or redo of the Wii U game. So now we have a brand new game built for the Nintendo Switch, so I think that this one should do well above what Pikmin 3 did, and of course above what Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 2 did. Now another thing here, I think I see with the difficulty stuff that translates over to the reviews and to the game itself, because a lot of reviewers have stated that the game is too easy compared to what they've played previously with Pikmin, but it might be able to open it up for more people playing. So I felt that instead of kind of going all in on that, they probably should have just made difficulty levels. Just started out to where, hey look, play it on easy. If you don't want to be challenged, then have a normal mode or have a hard mode. So I think they should have done that. But at the same time, I understand from the difficulty standpoint, trying to have it to where the controls are better, ease of use, quality of life features. But I think that outside of just that, they've added a lot of cool things that make the game more fun. Nighttime exploration, you don't have to go back. You have upgrades, you have your base camp. There is a lot of features added in that just make this a more enjoyable experience overall, whether you're into the difficulty or not. So I think that this game is going to do much better, and they're doing a good job of talking about it and kind of hyping it up at this point. But I feel happy for Mr. Miyamoto. I know Pikmin's one of his favorite franchises, and I think that this one's going to do a lot better than what we've seen before in the Pikmin franchise. But we do have a little bit more to go on Pikmin here, guys. Pikmin 4 update 1.0.1 is now live. So Pikmin is out. You guys can all go out there and play it. Some of you guys already been playing, letting me know how you feel about the game. And now we have just this new update. Now, they just stated right here, various issues have been addressed to improve the gameplay experience. Sometimes Nintendo gives us more details notes. Sometimes they don't give us more detailed notes. So unfortunately, we don't really know right now what's going to be happening with this update. There's not really much, but I'm guessing that there's some bug fixes. Maybe if there's some lag or some issues here and there, they've ironed out some of that. Maybe if there's a lot of Pikmin on screen, it can cause some of that. Because some people say that there is a little bit of unoptimal play sometimes based on certain conditions. So maybe that is what they've done to smooth things out. But most of this stuff is usually bug fixes or crashes or something that can cause the game to go haywire. If you throw 5 Pikmin up into the air and then run on the doggo, then hit the water at the same time, it can cause your ship to crash land somewhere and you can't get there, right? There's always these crazy bugs and glitches that sometimes happen. So I think that this version update is going to smooth out those things. Now, if we get an update on what is actually here in terms of what else they've improved, if there's anything more, I'll definitely report on it. I'm really looking forward to playing Pikmin 4 myself, the demo gameplay, and then of course playing the main release, which a lot of us are going to be doing very soon here. But speaking of updates, and for the last topic here, guys, we have an update for an older Nintendo Switch game, but a big one, and that is the Witcher 3 version 4.04 update is now live, and this one is somewhat significant. So this long-awaited big boy patch for The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is finally available on the Nintendo Switch. And there is a lot of stuff that's being added here, guys. We've got a cross progression feature between the platforms and save file integration. Your latest saves will be automatically uploaded to the cloud so you can easily pick up where you left off on other platforms. Cross progression provides the latest save for every save type. This feature becomes available after you log into your account. All you got to do is get that. There's also some rewards as well and some extra goodies for players. You got additional content as well, new side quests they've added in, alternate appearances as well, just all sorts of stuff, even Chinese and Korean voiceovers, but also quality of life changes too. Quick signs, adjusted minimum height for fall damage, herbs and how those work, added options for dynamic hide mini maps and configurations, alternate sprint modes, option to make target locks, improved radial menu bombs. There is just a host of stuff here that I'll have up on the screen that you guys can check out. And then of course, they're not just content with quality of life, there's also gameplay improvements as well with various different things when it comes to the line wars and when it comes to the hard times and scavenger hunt and all sorts of missions and queues. So this is great. This is definitely good to see. We are going on what? 4 years, I think it was 2019 or so, 2019, 2020 when this game was coming out and they started updating it and everything, and now all the way in 2023, midway past 2023, they're still doing some big updates for the game. I don't like the game, I'll be completely honest, not really a huge fan of it, but there are so many people. This is one of the best-selling games of all time, I think 60 million plus. So this is in there for people, especially if they want to have a portable version to play and then go back, transfer it to the PC, whatever the case is. People love playing Witcher over and over and over, especially when they're still adding things to the Switch version here. So what do you guys think about everything that we talked about here, man? There was a lot of topics, some rumor stuff, some other game stuff, some Pikmin 4 stuff. It was pretty cool. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Also, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and we will see you for the next video. Peace.